the scene where she's in Baltimore, she's back home and she's singing Pigfoot and a bottle of beer. And I love the idea of Billie Holiday crowd surfing. So for me, I love that. And it made me feel like we had something special because I hate to call them extras, but our cast, this smaller role cast, were all so committed and were so involved. And I was lost in that moment. And to me, that was her moment of just her at home and human Billie. I want to see activist Billie. I want to see traumatized Billie. I want to see victorious Billie. I want to see human, fun-loving Billie as well too. And so that was really, really special to me.
Andra Day, when I saw you in the United States versus Billie Holiday, I was like, I couldn't believe that you had never acted before because it seemed second nature. So Tasha did a wonderful job training you for this role. You put your foot in it, for real, for real.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's the truth. Having said that, what was the conversation like when Lee Daniels called you up and said, so yo, Andra, I'm thinking about doing this movie and I want you to play Billie Holiday. And you were like, huh?
Right. So let me actually even like run that back and correct it, because he did not hit me up and say that and did it. As a matter of fact, Lee and I were forced on each other by our managers. And that first conversation, it's so funny because I think that's probably why we enjoyed the conversation so much, because neither of us thought we should be there. We was like, okay, let's eat these hors d'oeuvres and we'll be out. You know what I mean? Like, because I was like, I don't want to do it. He was like, great, I don't want you to do it. I was like, perfect. It's like, so it was one of those things. But we met and we spoke, and I guess he was taken by the fact that I didn't want to do the movie. I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, he was like, you didn't want it. And that was great. I was like, oh, okay. But I think it's because he says, what I hear in these interviews is he says that he saw someone who didn't want to do the role and didn't really not care about getting into it. I cared more about Billie than I did about me playing Billie Holiday. And I just, in my head, I just knew, I said, if I actually do this role, it will be probably one of the worst performances ever. I will be a stain on the legacy of Billie Holiday. And I just knew that's how it was going to go, and so, but we connected. We connected over our insecurities. We had this mutual fear that both of us had to get over. And I saw his desire and his desire to tell her story authentically. He was so moved once he discovered he didn't know all of this about her life, and he was moved to the point of almost he was indignant, and so he connected me to Tasha Smith, who became my acting coach, and to prepare me for the audition. And I guess she sent a clip of me rehearsing or practicing what we were going over, so I didn't know I was being filmed. So she recorded it and she sent it to him, and he said he knew from that moment on. He said, I feel like God entered the room and I knew from that moment on it was supposed to be you. For me, I was not convinced still. Even when he told me I got the role, I was like, did you look at every actress for this? But it was really for me, it was a prayer. It was actually, I like to consider myself a deeply spiritual person. And I was reading and realized that this might be a moment where I'm called to do an act of great faith. And that was it for me, the idea of vindicating her legacy and his authenticity. It was that perfect storm that made me go, okay, let's jump into it. Let's dive in,
Baby, you were born to play this role, straight up. Thank you.
That's a blessing.
You were born to play that role. You know that, and you believe that, and you walk in that truth. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.